Hey folks, we're going to get back into doing some cartography for the upcoming Eberron adventure we're going to publish online, The Crystals of Mabar. So, give me a second here to check my signal, go through my intro spiel, and then we'll dive into this for a couple hours. So, checking my signal here real quick. Checking my signal here real quick. Yep, sounds pretty good. All right, cool. And let's see what we can see. So I just published that I'm live on Twitter. If you want to catch when I'm live on in the future as well, between this project, the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration that we do in the morning, the Reclamant book cover that we got commissioned to do on Saturdays, or the Martial Powers development stream on Tuesdays. You can follow me at Twitter to get notification, at Phil Kearney. Let's see. Let's do our intro spiel here real quick. Some more. And hold on real quick. Theme seam. There we go. Like that. Copy, paste. Very good. Okay, cool. Intro spiel. Let's see. Hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing game supplements that I publish online. I've been focusing my attention on Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. In the description down below, there's a slew of links to different books that I've already created that you can kick through. There's probably about 150 some odd illustrations among them. And a lot of mechanics for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition that you can check out. If you like any of that stuff, please consider purchasing it to support the channel. I have a Patreon stream, or a Patreon channel that I publish playtest content on that you can check out. Let's see, what else do I have to say? I think that's it. Just thanks a lot for being here. We're gonna do some artwork for a while, and so I guess the last shilling here is to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notification when I'm doing stuff in the future. So what are we doing right now? So what do I do? I create role-playing game and supplements as PDFs. Hey, Hernetica. And then I publish them online. So what this stream is for is showing how that developmental process goes, like the ugliness of creating text, which you can see on my Tuesday Martial Powers development stream. Once we have the texts in a workable condition, I pass it off to one of the many editors I love to work with, and when they pass it back to me, it goes into page layouts so that all the text can sit pretty on each page in coherent thoughts, and the text is further massaged from there to both accommodate the space and the vibe of the product that we're building once the editor cleans up our language and provides us with... Editors are great for getting rid of like grammatical typos and stuff like that, and structuring language, and like, am I supposed to capitalize this preposition in the title of this? Well, if it's 4 letters or longer as a word, the answer is yes. Like, editors know that stuff. But there's also technical editors that know a game system so well that they can say, like, this mechanic doesn't jive with the feel of this game, you should consider doing this instead, or this breaks like the bounded accuracy of 5e, so don't allow this thing to work, but you can consider doing that. That's a different type of editing. That is developmental editing, which I do a lot of with on the side when I'm not doing my own product. But once a copyright and text editor cleans up the language, you can use that as a template in the rest of the document to match language when you need to make adjustments. So when I go into that page layout, which we have in the morning stream of Spelljammer, I have a number of page layout streams that I've posted, so you can see the painstaking, grueling process of pushing text around a page, which isn't much of a visual art. But once all the page layout is done and everything, all the words sit pretty, we see where all the holes in the page are at that we can then fill in with artwork. And that could be like spot art for characters, weapons, spell effects, locations, objects, vehicles, as well as like cartography stuff. So that's what we're doing in the mornings in Spelljammer, and the cartography piece as an adventure with standalone assets that you either drop on the kitchen table or into your virtual tabletop so you can scoot figurines around. That's called cartography, and it's a standalone document that can either be introduced as illustrations, like for instance, I could do something. What could you really do here, Phil? Huh? What could you really do? Well, I could like take this. I could add the grid back onto this, and then zoom in, and like this could be a spot illustration. Like grab the. I was cleaning up the language on the charts for the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration supplement that we're working on tomorrow morning. But like if this was like a list of stuff that you could find in a stable, right? I could take this image here, this button. I could like take this alone, and I could drop it into this space here, like to like here's a stable, and here's all the crap that you can put inside of a stable, like something like that, right? But when we're designing an adventure, what ends up happening is like this is what is this? This is location number 8 in the village. So when we're building out the layouts for the adventure, once Stuart is finished with editing that and the Spelljammer book is off my plate, I could then provide all the details about the stables, right? Blah, blah, blah. Here's like, there's 1d4 horses in here if you arrive when the town is peaceful, or after the undead attack, there are 1d4 dead horses and d8 ghouls picking through their carcasses, for instance. If you roll below this on a stealth check, or if your natural movement is less than this passive DC, the ghouls turn their attention away from the animals and attack you, like for instance. And then I could have the image here of the stable, like here, and then I could have the image of the stable full of blood and dead horses here with ghouls ready to attack, right? So you got the before and the aftermath, as it were. So, but then as a full map, it's a 50 by 50 inch or 50 by 50 square map that we're building here that would easily sit inside of Roll20, Cowboy, Owlbear Rodeo or whatever. So, but that's part of the process of building these things. So the stream, we take an idea, we build that idea out into mechanical language that would be fun to use, and hopefully does a good job explaining the process to whomever would use it. Get it professionally cleaned up, bring it back, drop it into the pages, put pretty stuff all over the pages to go with it. We stitch it shut into a PDF, and then we publish it online. So this is an Eberron adventure, and when you publish an Eberron adventure on DMsGuild, you're going to typically sell anywhere from 100 to 500 copies over the course of 2 years. So if I'm going to charge, like, say, $15 for an adventure, and I'm going to, say, get $5 off of each sale, then I've obviously invested a shitload of more money than I'll get out of it using a DMsGuild. But it's Eberron, so I either publish it for free and hope somebody is willing to tip me by like becoming a Patreon or something like that, or I publish it on the DMsGuild, where it can have a set price point in a shopping environment where people expect to go looking for Eberron content. But the big goal, the ultimate goal, is just to show you the process from front to end, so that if you're aspiring to do this kind of work yourself, you'll know what you're getting into. Or you'll know why artists charge so goddamn much for their artwork. If you've been following this stream, you'll know cartography, it takes a shitload of time. So this also helps build some perspective, but of course my selfish goal ultimately is to start doing Kickstarter projects where I can expect to get paid more than $3,000 to do an adventure. Maybe I can get paid $30,000 to do an adventure. But there's risks involved with doing Kickstarter projects, right? So these streams will help prove that it doesn't matter what type of project it is or what the scope is, I can complete it. I can bring it to fruition. If I come onto a project, I can guarantee you success over time. So it's just, you know, you can either have quality, cost, or quick, and you can't have all of them. So my shit takes a long time, so it's well priced and it's damn good, but it takes me forever to build it. So you can't have everything. I think between those three things, time is the one thing that I am willing to compromise the most to guarantee a good product at a respectable price point. So cheers to that shit, yo. Let's get back into this. I'm sick. I picked up the ick off the airport, so I'm going to have limited capabilities here. So we'll see how long I can last before I just flat out collapse. When we were last, oh boy, I went on vacation, so I missed Monday, so I'm a little bit out of the loop. I need to set a timer, 20 minutes on the mark to keep things kicking, because when you're in development work or you're in artwork, falling into a small pocket of mincing or procrastination is always a risk. You can just hide inside of pushing pixels or obsessively tapping pixels onto something that may not necessarily benefit from that. If you want an example of this, you can reference 30 some odd streams of me just painting water. So, I mean, it's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. It turned out great, but by God, that was a slow, grueling process, which I hope to not replicate again in the future. So, right now we're building lighting. We've got these tiles that we created for this roof. Just a A-frame, typical A-frame building. So we introduce texture onto the roof. And as you can see, there's a darker, grittier detail here on the what would effectively be the west side of the building, as opposed to here on the east side. So the language I'm going to use because I have to do this for this building and this building and this building. All these buildings need tiling and shingles. Needs shingling is though I think the word that we're supposed to be using there. So now that we've spent a lot of time developing the language of shingles on this roof, we can just literally cut and paste them and drop them onto other buildings where they'll just fit the shape. So a lot of what we're seeing recurring here with me is I do a lot of front end work to get good detail on stuff that I can then pick up and use as assets in other portions of the piece. So I collapse time frames by putting in the work at the front end and not half-ass it. So when it comes back around that it's important to have those assets in place, I can just plug and play. You can see that with the mapping and the ship diagrams that we're developing in the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration supplement that we're building in the mornings. I spent a ton of time building ship assets, maps, and character creature tokens. Like tomorrow, like next week when we get to it, we're going to be opening up the creature menagerie. We already have all the creature tokens for all the creatures that are in the menagerie. So all I have to do is just cut, paste them, and that's like 15 pages I can just blast through with like no work. I've already got all the illustrations done. All I gotta do is just drop them in. That portion of the book is done. Let's move on to I'm back. Let's move on to the next portion. So doing that work, and those are all asset tokens that you can use on the battle map. So not only is it feeding the illustrations into the book, but it's also providing you as a consumer, if you were to buy it, you'll see that, oh yeah, these tokens are in the book. I know exactly what this thing is. So we'll have that in this Eberron book as well. We'll have NPCs, creatures, villagers, zealots, all sorts of all the NPCs that you can run into in this adventure. We'll be building tokens for them as well. So there's a lot of work. So anyway, I'm not drawing anything, so I should probably get to work. The point I was trying to make is that now that we're establishing this language, I am making the arbitrary decision that the lighting established in the setting is going to be from the right, which is the east, and down, which is the south. Karnath is a little bit on the northern side of the world. It's like maybe like this location on the world is probably equivalent to like maybe South Canada or like South Siberia perhaps. So it's in the upper latitudes. So having lighting coming from the south and the east that seems consistent. So this is the southern, so I can have this portion and this portion lighter. Then I would have this portion and then like these three portions here. Like on this one, this and this little patch here will be lighter than this and this. So I can just cut, paste, and drop into position and then chisel out the proper sizing for the angles that they have worked in here. Same thing with here, light here, dark here. Same thing here, light here, dark here, dark here. And this will just be a uniform color because it's just a slant roof. And this is also a slant roof. So doesn't require a lot of language, but we're getting down to the nitty-skitty of it. So this is probably as close as you're going to need to get on a VTT to be able to take a look, to have your characters running around. These are 1-inch squares. I guess I could, like, if you really wanted to zoom in and see somebody's face, you could do this. But tactically, in a battle, you're probably going to be operating at this scale. So I tend to illustrate at the resolution of its intended use. I don't really mind so much that if you zoom in beyond the practical scale of use, that you can start seeing the pixels. Like, you can see how the sausage is made. Like, at this level, you can start seeing all the pin strokes, and you can see the flaws and like how the thing is or isn't properly built, right? But if this is a ridiculous scale, go away. Like, this is a very realistic scale for this. Even this is a realistic scale to be running around and adventuring in these things. So if it looks good at this scale, it looks good. You don't have to really worry about it beyond that. But like, I really went out of my way to like really detail out water patterning into this water bin because it's always raining at this time of the year in this region of Karnath. So I figured having like watermarks would work. I might even be getting into like little pools of just, water, so, which I can then fill with blood when the town gets slaughtered. That actually might be really freaking cool. I've half convinced myself to add puddles. God's help me, I'm adding fucking puddles. So anyway, life's a tragedy. Let's get after it. I still need to finish up this roofing. Like, this is the way that this roof is built. It's like you've got your. Thank you. So you've got your shingles, right? And the shingles go down both sides. That's a horrible shingle. I don't even know why I care. It's just a demonstration of. So like these top two is here and here, and you'll have an overfolding shingle over both of them, so that it's got a curved surface for the water to pour off, and there's no seepage here at the top. Like if this was designed like this, then you'd be creating this pocket of water that's just going to sit and burn through and eventually drip down into your building. So you have to have this curved shingle over the top to help push the water down the flow, right? So that's what we're currently doing, is establishing that language. There we go. So that's like that. That's like that. That's like that. Let's go with this. Let's grab this. This is grab, I don't know, one of them. Alan Raw! I like this music. We'll grab that. Copy, paste. Oh yeah, I can feel this in my ears. I am definitely sick. That just might make for a boring stream tomorrow morning, but I should be able to get up and do the work anyway. No excuses. No pathetic excuses. Thunder! Kill them and bring their heads to me. Press the button. You are not put upon this world to get it. You're not looking for a truck, you're looking for a girl! Sorry, got in an Egg Shen rant there real quick for y'all, because Big Trouble Little China is the shit. I absolutely love that movie. Absolutely love me some Big Trouble Little China. If you haven't seen that movie, go watch it. Stick around, and I'll be here for 2 hours. But when I'm done, your job is to go watch Big Trouble Little China. John Carpenter. It's got Kurt Russell and Kate Control for all things. Man, what a great film. It's so campy. It's such a self-aware campy show. Like it's very comic book in nature, and like none of the actors are taking it seriously. But it's just like a fantastic action hero movie. It's just wushu madness with a lot of American snark. Super freaking fun. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. I was listening to an essay about the Road Warrior, Mad Max movie #2, about the spiritual implications, according to Carl Jung, being present in the narrative of the story. And man, that was worth my time. That was a really, really cool. It was a cool little exploration. I'm gonna duplicate this layer. Oops, wrong one. Definitely not Blitzcrank. But yeah, that was cool. I really enjoyed that. I'm going to just be cheap here. Duplicate, and then free transform equals rotate 180. So here becomes down, and then I can flip horizontal now, baby. And no one will ever be the wiser. Budweiser. And I can take an eraser here and just sweep across that with like a 20% opacity. That lightened that up a touch. I can do it again. There you go. Nice and lighter while this stays darker. What's the next thing I need to do? Obviously not a replicant. Oh my god! I'm sorry, my dudes. My inanity is is just up to 10 right now. Just freaking out of it. Curse you, illnesses. Let's see if this lines up properly. God, the inanity is real, my guys. Not bad. Let's duplicate. Yeah, let's duplicate that, and then we can erase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That looks pretty good. Drop it like that. Drop it like it's hot. There. I'm just gonna copy paste and just grab some of this grit. And erase it a little bit. Nice. I am very happy with that result. Just enough lighting to take it to create obvious dichotomy without being over the top loud. That is I was proud of that. So let's see what we can reference. Get out of here. There. Here's the line art. I think. That's all the, this should be all the lighting. Lighting. Center top. Right hand side. Left hand side. Oh, interesting. That's how that happened. Huh. What if I were to, say, duplicate that layer and then free transform and flip it horizontal now, baby, and slide this into. Alright, save real. Save that real quick. I'm going to take the eraser here and... No, I'm not going to take the eraser. Let's just take... let's just drop the opacity on that down to, say, 50%. Left, right, middle, lighting. It's a little bit better. All right, cool. I'm happy with that. So what's the next thing we want to do? Let's work on the roof. Sorry, obviously we're gonna work on roofs. Shut up, Phil. Let's work on these simple roofs. Like this one here, I can probably pretty much like cut and paste on that. If I can actually get away with doing that, then Barvo. So let's just duplicate that group, pick it up, walk it over. Ooh, God, look how close that is. Free transform. We're going to rotate it clockwise 90 degrees. Yes. No. That's very, very slow. So I'm gonna zoom out, and if I press the move button, which is a V key, and then I use my arrow keys, I can push the thing into position. But the higher resolution we get, the less it moves. So I have to press the arrow button a crap load more times if I zoom in too close. So I back out to push the pixels, and then I zoom back in for precision. Because Photoshop. Let's go with what is this? Mill? No. Mill? Is that right? Is that where we're at? No, that's the mill. Granary, thank you. There we go. All right, let's start concealing stuff. Lighting out of the way, that's out of the way, that's out of the way, that's out of the way. That. Base! How low can you go? Precise. Ba-dum-dum, ba-dum-dum. Let's build a square. That's all square dance, y'all. Bow to your partner. Bow to your own. Every girl on do-si-do. Started watching the new season of Dexter that came out, I guess, 2 years ago or something. Boy, that is a thinly constructed story. I tell you what, if you have the ability to see things ahead of time because of the way that they frame stories, you are going to be very, very, well, you'll either be very proud of yourself for being able to see through such thin plot points, or you're going to be pretty pissed off about how thin these plot points are. Started watching the new season of From, which is on MGM Plus streaming service. It was on Paramount last year, and that's why I started subscribing to Paramount Plus. And then that was over, but then they came out with 1923, and then they came out with 1883, and I think Quantum Leap, and I think all the Star Treks are on it. It's actually a pretty damn good show. It's a good streaming service. So I can't give the fucking thing up. So then they take From off of Paramount and they put it in MGM Plus stream, and now I'm subscribing to MGM Plus too. I am really trying to get rid of that as fast as I can. I want to finish From this weekend and then ditch MGM Plus. I don't want to condone that behavior with ongoing subscriptions. Oh no, yep, we got it through Amazon. But still, it's MGM Plus. Luckily, Peacock is free with Xfinity, so I didn't have to worry about that. But the trope is true, man. It is streaming services is the new cable channels of the 21st century. We thought we got away from that crap, but whoo boy, we were wrong. We were super wrong. Oh yeah, I don't need that middle bit at all. I got this stuff. So I guess let's do this. Dum. Is this the way? Could be. Yeah, let's do it that way. And then we'll get rid of that, so we can duplicate that layer now, baby. Probably should have cut that layer. Tight. Okay, that looks pretty good. Merge them down. Merge them down. Hoodly doodly 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 doo. How's your faith these days, Father? Very good. Very good. Stitch that up. This is just a smudge tool with 100% strength. So it just pushes the hell out of pixels when I drag my... I hold down the shift button and pull to the right. And it just keeps the line straight. The shift bar prevents any kind of wobble. Like if I tried to not use the shift button, but if I use the shift button, see? No tomfoolery. Meow. Meow. So we're going to take this, we're going to duplicate that layer now, baby. We're going to flip it vertical now, baby. Push that down. Oh boy, I've got the inanities. I'm going to sleep tonight. God's willing, I am going to sleep tonight. I need to finish up correcting that random table language in the Spelljammer cartography book that we're working on, but it's all panning out. There's some slop in there that we were able to fix. Is this how life's supposed to be? Yes, it is. Barvo Moncheapy. Alright, so we'll take this and drop it 50%. Bloop. And then So far, so good. So what? See, we have this tiling language figured out now, so it's a lot easier to process this stuff. Base! How low can you go, Death Row? Water, but no, once again, back is the incredible rhyme animal, the incredible D. Public enemy number one. Fibo said freeze! And I got numb. I have to tell him that I really never had a gun. There was a wax of the Terminator X spun. And now they got me in the cell because everyone like me said, well, Paragon's a problem that I think you ought to listen to. What do you ought to do? What you ought to do is follow for now. Power to the people say, pump the lyrical, be the miracle. Black is back, all in, we're gonna win. Check it out. Check, come on. Here we go again. Turn it up, bring the noise. Listen, the beats are so dope. Is it mean like that? Or is it mean like that? Yeah, that'll work. Something is off. Bring the noise! And I haven't listened to Public Enemy in a while. There we go. You're my culprit. Listen, the beats are so dope. Brothers and sisters, a subwoofer war. We're gonna have to get it right. Here we get it right. We're gonna have to wait until we get it right. I do love me some Public Enemy. Some. I'm also a big 311 fan. Transistor by 311 is just a freaking killer album. Those guys spoke truth, man. They spoke so much truth that the Catholic Church hated them. Like, you know your shit's legit when churches hate you. You stupid little surfer dudes, just keep doing what you do. Just keep being you. They'll figure it out. let's merge these two things. Merge. Is that how I want that to look? Not 100% there. Oh, let's grab this tool. This one will be easier. Yeah, a new D&D playtest came out today. I haven't looked at all of it yet, but I like what they're doing with the monk. I like what they're doing with the rogue. So I will stay my hand of execution a little bit longer and see what these kids have to say. Maybe maybe they really are pulling things together. Who knows? We'll see. And I guess after you decimate your reputation heavy enough, all you can really do is go up, right? Let's grab this and do a freaking Star Wars. And this should be at 100%. This is coming together pretty easily. So far, so good. So what? We'll go with top. We'll call this bottom. Apropos. How are we looking in here? How are we doing? How are we doing? Yeah, okay. Looks like everyone's sitting pretty. So far, a lot of pretty sitting going on. That's cool. That's cool. In the words of Mock. Mock. One of my friends in college, his name was Mock. He introduced me to Rifts. Rifts and 40K. That's what I'd say the biggest contributions Mock made to my existence as an RPG enthusiast back in the 90s. He was a hardcore heathen. He was all Slanesh or death. Like, all right, man, you be you, and he would, believe me, he would be him. Mock. That guy was awesome. He was a math genius. He gets so drunk that he would do advanced calculus while his head was laying on the book sideways, drooling on the page. Mock, you doing okay? He's like, yeah. He'd get up and pee in the fridge. Grab a beer and then go back to work. Mock, man, dude, what are you doing? Like, whoa, yeah. Mock! Hey, Shiner. It's good to see you, guy. I'm in a mood, so be careful. My inanity is on high. Raining inanity down upon all those I can hear. It's because I'm sick. When I get sick, I just got sick. We were on vacation in Nashville over the weekend for some family reunion stuff. Nashville's pretty, but boy is it humid. I fell in love with the lore. I never actually played. The only war game I ever actually played was BattleTech. And that was only for like 2 skirmishes. I'm like, this is way too technically deep for me. I was a Dark Sun Spelljammer Planescape 2nd edition D&D kind of guy, which was like dummy simple in comparison. But I would say of all of but lore speaking, outside of the actual gameplay experience, Tau are my favorite. I love their mecha. They are by far the most anime of all the factions. I think they have, other than, humanity's risk of destruction, I like the Tao's approach of, we'll give you utopia if you can calm down. If not, we're gonna spank you till you're good. And I liked how much they leaned into long distance weaponry designed to be fast afoot and out of reach. And then in comparison to that, my other favorite are the greens, the orcs, greenskins, because they're just completely just mashing maul machines that are just freaking awesome. So I love the Wog. I love that they dream their weapons into existence. They're like the best example of an artificer in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. That it's just their sheer will of belief that this box of bolts is actually going to chuck damage at things. Like I love that about them. Like they're so like Warhammer 40K is really cool about leaning into the idea that like the laws of physics are strictly based on your perspective of that universe. Humans create their own law of physics that they have to operate within, while orcs operate under a completely different physics system completely. And when those two guys bump into each other, there is serious warfare. And I think that's kind of a really neat underlying tone about Warhammer 40K taken to the extreme of these are all different societies that in no way understand how each other works. And all they want to do is slaughter each other. I love that. That just feels like one of the most human things you can say about a role-playing game or a sci-fi setting or anything. That just feels like such raw truth. Like that's Gene Roddenberry level of like truth. Anyway, ramble on, sing my song. But they're all cool. They're all equally nightmarish. It's just whatever aesthetics click with you. Hey Nitro. Checking in, making sure this handling these villagers gets nice roofs over their heads. Yeah, man, these guys are all gonna rest safe and sound knowing that the sheriff's in town trying to keep an eye out for things for them. Absolutely nothing at all to be concerned about. They really, really feel like the universe is working in their favor right now. And boy, sure. Good luck with that, kids. That'll be great. Super safe. No worries. Villagers keep disappearing. But hey, I mean, what community doesn't have attrition, right? There's not like nefarious forces in the woods or anything that are stealing people's souls to power some sort of extraplanar gate or anything. Perfectly normal world here. I'm not concerned at all anyway. And I wrote the thing, so I mean, I would know, right? You can trust me. I would tell you if there was legions of hostile undead marching their way here slowly. Or that any villagers that run across them first don't really get away so they can't warn you about it. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Here. Boom. Where do I want to be? I want to be here and here. Okay, so we'll do that. Copy, paste, drop. Boom. Almost have that random table language cleaned up from this morning. There was some, let's just call it some oversights. And but I was able to fix most of them. I'm happy with how it's coming along. Was able to reposition some text. I'm going to come back strong tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Dun, 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 dun. Let's do that. Very good. Very, 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 very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very, 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 very good. What? No. Thank you. Blip, blip, blop. Okay, check this out. Right next to the merge down button is merge all visible and flatten the image. If I merge visible, then the ground, the trees, the grass, it all becomes fused into the same single layer. That's a really bad move. Flatten image is even worse because it gets rid of all the stuff that's invisible currently. So, yeah, if you're playing in Photoshop, keep your eye out for that shit because that has severely ruined my day before. Ooh, hiccups. Don't mind me, just hiccupping over here. Bloom, 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 bloom. Let's do that. Copy, paste. Push those in position. Push them in position now, baby. Jump. Jump. Peek. Hey, peek. Yeah, it's working out. Bloom, bloom, bloom. You wanna... push this to here. Let's grab some color here. Let's merge all that crap down, shall we? Very good. And we're at 30%. So we'll just erase some of this a little bit to get that curve going. There. Good. So far, so good. So what? Ugh, this is less replicatable. How does that do? Oh, I see it. It's like that. That doesn't feel right. Hold on. That tote feels right. Da, 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 da. Whew, woof. All right, something's not panning out here. Let's start deconstructing this. Don't. Text. Hey, what's up, Fred? Oh yeah, man. Dude, I love what you're doing, man. If any of my questions or my ideas are any use to you at all, then salute, sir. I think we're... That's a good space. Twang. Get out of here, you scallywag. Next up, I can fill this gap in along here with the same cheaty, steely method that we used before to replicate the tiles over yonder. So cutter. Oh, it's a different space. That's cool. So drag and drop this thing down. Let's my brain keeps asking me, hey, Phil, if you made your own RPG, what kind of a setting would you want it to be? And I'm like, why are you asking me that? I've got so much stuff to do. Why are you asking me about the theme to an entire campaign setting? Are you fucking stupid? And it's like, yay, you know, we're just kind of asking. And I'm like, well, don't. I'm really busy. Well, yeah. But what do you think about like a post-apocalyptic setting? Like, no! No! I don't want to answer that question. Go away. Because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to end up building something where all the classes are either like half caster or full caster, like mana resources, and either have like Gish body morph option stuff or rituals. It's probably something like what it's gonna freaking stupid be, whatever. Obviously fighting the funk on it right now, so. But I can hear it barking. I know it's there. I know what it wants to do. Oh my god, that's going to take forever. Here. This is why we pan out. See, look how faster that moves. Blump, blump, blump. Just gets through those squares. Push on over there, y'all. I feel like I'm herding cattle. Pushing pixels. Yeehaw! Push some pixels. Looks pretty good though. No complaint. Yeah, I got my surly on, like heavy surlage. Let's do that. You know what? I don't need the grid anymore. Not right now, anyway. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Yeah, I can feel my eardrums collapsing already. That's fine. Maybe I just won't talk a lot tomorrow. I suspect my voice is just gonna just drop out of my throat tomorrow. So if that's the case, I'll still stream in the morning because I got a fuck ton of artwork I need to do for Spelljammer. So I can't really, you know, can't afford to be sick. That's not quite the right vibe. It's more like I stream for focus, right? I mean, ironically, because I end up staring at the screen and just like ranting a lot. But that's part of the creative process, right? It's guaranteed that I'll put my ass in the chair and won't be distracted by things outside of the space. I don't mind ranting with you guys and stuff, whatever's. But like, the words I'm attempting to find equal, hold on, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three. Okay, legit. There's so much work to do in these projects, especially when you're like the developer, the layout artist, and the artist that does basically everything but editing. It is a ridiculous lift, and the opportunity to, like, there's no lack of, what am I trying to say? There's no lack of opportunity to curl up into a small ball and cry. So to prevent that from happening and losing a day of production due to sorrow, I jump on stream to make sure that the work gets done. So that's why we're here. I'm going to take this and erase along that line a little bit to get rid of that dark splot so it doesn't look so evident. Yeah, it feels pretty good. E equals 0. Now I can just leave that off. I don't know if I'm doing this stream to try to help people that are interested in developing RPGs and PDFs and stuff, or if I'm attempting to eliminate competition by showing how pointless and futile it is to dive into such a ridiculous endeavor. But I think anyone that's passionate enough at the same level as I am isn't going to be daunted just by somebody saying this is a lot more work than you think it's going to be, and you're going to want to quit like a lot, and that probably means it's worth something to your heart. So tally ho, motherfucker. Text. Maybe a system about playing as spider wizards, or some sort of system about game designers that want to grow up into a ball and cry. Modern day real life, I wonder why. Yes, paper clips and pencils. It's a grim dark simulator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The darkness of the accounting office was particularly heavy on this day when I must slaughter all the accounts in Grim Smollen's firm. We waited for the C-suite to go on lunch break before when we attacked. We targeted the IT department first. With their systems down, nobody had any idea what was happening. From there, it was just wait and pick them off one by one as they returned with their frappuccinos. The intro to Life of was it Life of no it was Life The Meaning of Life, was that what it was? The that Monty Python movie where it had the corporate raiders were in a pirate ship, but the ship was a skyscraper building, so all these corporate towers had sails on them, and the buildings would be sailing down different different streets, like downtown New York, K Street or whatever, and they would fire typewriters and fax machines at each other out of cannons and windows. It was awesome. It was awesome. I could build something out of that. I don't know. I mean, like, if it was if it was a hold my beer sort of moment, I guess I could attack it, but I don't think I'd take the project seriously. I mean, it sucks when you have to take jokes seriously to get just to execute them properly. Ugh, what a pain in the ass. I'm gonna copy paste and scoot this up. Text. No, I'm pretty sure it was Monty Python's the meaning of the universe, or The Meaning of Life. That's what it was called. The Meaning of Life. It came out after Life of Brian, I think. Pretty freaking funny. It made me laugh a lot as a boy. Still funny. The last time I watched The Meaning of Life was like, wow, I want to say it was like 20 years ago. Holy crap. this the way? So far, yeah. Yeah. All right, let's see. Where are we at? Text. If you were going to write a whole RPG, I wouldn't want it to be something I had to take completely seriously. Too big an endeavor to not be silly, at least for me. Very fair. Well, I mean, some people really get into specific tones, right? Like they take the. But I think there's a lot of merit to be said about taking shit too seriously. Like getoveryourself.net. What the? What are you all? Oh! Been watching The Good Place. And boy, oh boy, that's a great show. If you have not seen The Good Place, it is super worth your time. Yes. That feels good. Wait for it. 0. There we go. Sloppy doodle do. Take that down a notch or 4 there, and do some spot picking here just to keep it from being too uniform or obvious. There we go. And how about you? Where do you belong? Huh? Are you a top decker? Is that what you am? You my top deck? Yeah, you am. Balam. Nice. I spy with my eyes something that is text. Give me a moment, gents. Jump into that. Paste equals push. Not bad. What the French? Toast? Yeah, we don't need that. Take this, and I know there's text happening. Hold on. Let's see if my instincts are right. My gut says 75. Yeah, no, that's not quite right. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be 50. Galaxy 500. Hey, yeah, that did work. So light comes from the right, east, and bottom, south. Southeast. Accurate. Granary. Dunzo. Now do that 500 times. Get chat. You might not even have to design an RPG. You could just make a bunch of rough drafts and crowdsource the design work. Call it dugout scribbles or something. Hey, yeah, I don't know, man. I love the 5e game space, but I like the I really fall in love with the proficiency dice that Essence 20 uses and that we use for mass combat with the 5e mass combat hack and the Spelljammer stuff that we built. I like that proficiency die. Rolling with the 20-sided die, you can do a lot of stuff with those dice working together. Like abilities have cooldowns, so like if you use an ability, you can't, like, you have to hit your, like if you were to have like a scale of like 1 to 10 in power, and you gain different ranks of power as you go up in, you know, in your own level. And then if your die is growing with you, like to a D4, to a D8, to a D10, or something like D4, D8, D12, or something like that. And then like at low tiers, you had cooldown numbers that were like 1, 2, like 2 or 3, 4. And then, so you had like 2, 3, 4, 5, like each of the tiers of powers, like the ranks could be one from like I don't know, 2 through like 3 to 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. 3 to 12. And you're rolling a D4, D8, D12 as you're going up in ranks from 1 to 10. D4 at level 1, like if it's a first rank power, you're automatically going to be able to use it every round because you're always going to roll a 1 or better. But like at really low levels, if you're just rolling a D4 with your proficiency bonus, and this is a 3rd rank power, then you have to roll a 3 or 4 on your D4. So you've got like a 50-50 chance that if I do this thing, I can't do it again next round. Like if I don't roll, like when I make my attack roll or my spell check or my fusion power roll or whatever it is, I'd roll my D20 plus my power die, plus like my plus my ability score or my proficiency or my rank or whatever, plus static variable, you know. So that determines like the DC or the armor class or the psychic shield ward that I'm able to defeat. And but then if on that, like I may have like rolled a natural 20 and like had a +2 bonus, and then like rolled a 2 on the power die, that's a total of 24. And like if the target number is 20, congrats, I hit it. But I only rolled a 2 on my power die, and if this is a 3rd rank power that I'm triggering to do that thing, then I can't do that again until I roll a 3 on another power die, and it will just refresh all my 3rd rank powers. That feels very easy to do in a video game, but there's a big difference between automation by clicking a button and having the computer run the numbers, and just to have like a little timer spinning down on your stat bar at the bottom showing what abilities you don't have access to right now until you roll properly. But in an analog world where we have sheets of paper and a pencil and some dice, having fiddly stuff like that is it requires effort from the table, like from the players. There's a lot of investment there, so it's a cool mechanic, but I don't think it flies. But that's just like a mechanic. Another mechanic that I like is you gain a pool of 20-sided dice, and your target DC is going to be anywhere from 10 to 20 on a scale of 1 to 10. 11 through 20. So it's like the difficulty scales from 1 to 10, and the DC to be able to succeed that thing is going to be scale plus 10. So the target number will be anywhere from 11 to 20. And your character has a 20-sided die. And as you go up in levels, you get more 20-sided dice. So you get this dice pool of 20-siders. And like a really high-ranked warrior might be able to throw like 5 20-sided dice. You keep the best result, and then you add the other 4 dice as a bonus. So you have your 20-sided die plus 4 because those were dice that you didn't keep the results of. So then the game becomes, how many dice can I roll in this particular task? Like at low levels, you're going to be only rolling 1 die, but the target number is 11. But like if you're really good at something, maybe you get 2 dice, so you have advantage. So you're probably more or less going to roll like a 13. So you're more likely than not to succeed at the task. But then like your team can pitch in dice with you. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to help him. So that means that you get to roll a 3rd die. And that guy's going to help me. So he gets to roll a 4th die. So when you get down to it, like your whole party's helping you lift up this porticulus. You've got like 6 20-sided dice, and like the porticulus only has like a DC 14. So like between those 6 die, you're going to keep the best die result, and then you got that other stack of dice. But while you're doing that, your defenses are down, you're not paying attention to what's around you, and you're making a lot of noise. You should have been spending dice on stealth, perception, awareness, and whatever else I was talking about off the fly. So you have to divide up your pool between active and passive tasks. Like if I'm not watching my back, I don't have a defense roll. So you just automatically get hit by anything that comes at you. If I'm not using a die roll to cover perception, I'm going to automatically miss anything that's coming at me, and it's going to surprise me. So you're having to divide up your pool to have these variables there, and it's all player side. So if I have a defense roll, I can roll a 20-sided die. You've only got a 4 in your DC right now. Like your armor is 4 right now. So anything that comes at me that rolls a 4 or above on a 20-sided die is going to hit me. I can tell off the hand you're not paying attention. So I'm just going to roll 2 dice and I'll probably hit you. That kind of a thing. Like that's kind of like, I like that as a dice pool system. It could maybe be just a D10 instead. And now we're kind of looking at World of Darkness type stuff. But with a D20 variable like that, it actually kind of stays in curve with bounded accuracy. Anyway, that's like the other big idea that I have, but I'm not in love with it yet. So, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, great. Let's keep on keeping on, you slacker. Let's go with wood. No. But there's so much stuff I still want to do with D&D, like the Sense into Avernus campaign, the Dragonlance campaign, the guild system conversion book, the domains and mass combat book. Like all that stuff is specifically meant to be used with different campaigns that Wizards has already released. So I'm like, I don't want to have to bail on this shit if I don't have to. I really don't. So it's kind of... Where'd my roof go? Thank you. All right, this is just a slant roof. So it's gonna have tile. It's gonna have shingles, but they're all going to be going the same way with the same lighting. And that same. Let's see. This one. So this should be so efficient. Let's right. Sorry, my brain had to skip there for a minute. But at the same time, I could do like a very simple Beckme sort of game setup where it just goes from like level 1 to 10. And then like I can keep the same 9 level progression, but anything beyond 5th level is only a ritual. You know, I already have a book of rituals, like ability score casting. I already have that on the DMsGuild, and all that stuff can easily convert into a system where it has it takes so long to perform the ritual and blah blah blah. Like the stuff is all laid out really pretty, and it works really well with ability checks. It stays inside the bounded accuracy. And it's got a lot of bells and whistles attached to it. And I could use that as a base frame to build out something a little bit more robust where I can really get rid of all the, allocate all the bullshit stuff to rituals. And rituals take 30 minutes plus 10 minutes per level or something like that. And then have a really generous list of all divination magic is ritual, for instance. That sort of thing. The only types of spells that can be cast at as actions are abjuration, evocation, alteration, and conjuration, for instance. But necromancy or healing magic or bloody blah, whatever. I could really be picky about what a character would actually be able to do in combat, so that you don't have stupid shit like just like be really stingy on the magic, like get rid of Force Wall, for instance. You don't need Force Wall in the game. No one needs Force Wall in their game. It's like you get rid of that. Like really trim it down. And then like lean into the ad hoc mana spend system that I've been love noting so much on Tuesdays. Like that would be a really good sort of thing that could flesh out like a lot of different character options. Anyway, I'm rambling pretty heavy here, so don't mind me. I'm gonna blame the sickness. It's not my fault. There you go, shirking responsibilities again. Well done, Kearney. You're a real man now. Why is that weird out here? Did that fix it? Nope. There. Maybe that fixed all my problems. There we go. Yeah. That doesn't quite jive, does it? I need to frack. Let's start over. I need to do it this way. Just like that. It's like Falcon Crest, but in Dallas. Say it just like that. Was watching Charlie Wilson's War the other day. That is also a great movie. That watch Argo and then Charlie Wilson's War. Watch those two movies together. It is a really great double feature. That feature if we're talking double features, I also recommend watching Tucker Dale versus Evil and then Cabin in the Woods. That is another just excellent combo. Both of those movies are high freaking hilarious. What is... Get out of my life! Thank you. Out of my life, out of my life, out of my life. Yeah, I can trim it there. Cool. Free transform. I'm just going to resize this just a touch. Just enough to do what I need it to do. I don't think anyone's going to really notice. I mean, you guys saw it, but you showed up. You get all the secrets. So, kudos. Kudos to the gang. Hey, there's text. Did I miss anything? No, you might... no. Nothing new. Everyone abandoned me. I love you. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know if this is gonna be far enough or not. I should flip this horizontal now, baby. Free transform equals Octoposaurus. Clang. That's not enough. Ooh, damn. It's close, though. Yes. So I need what? 3 more? Okay. Let's go to here. Copy paste. Is a meow? Is a meow. Meow 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 is a meow meow meow. There. Meow. 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 Let's free transform equals flip horizontal now, baby. Nope. Bump. No. If I hold down the shift button, it rotates in 15-degree no. In 30-degree implements. So here's flat, here's 60, 30. No, that's 40. Yeah, it's 15 degrees. 45, 60, 75, 90. Bump, 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 bump. 45. Right. Words. I has them. Okay. Yeah. Let's actually do this. That and oof. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Yeah. So far, so good. So what? Wood mill done. Now we want to do the blacksmith shop over here. And I bet you balls to bones, I can just gank the... Ooh. Nope. No balls, no bones. Let's go to... Yeah, let's go here. Nice. And we'll do this. We'll go... Oh yeah, that is in no way enough. Copy. Copy. Paste. Woof. Well, just do just a touch of that, no one will really notice. Hey-o! What is it? 8:45? Okay. Well, we're almost done with the low-hanging fruit, so I'll finish this one up, and we'll save these more complicated structures for Monday. So then I'm going to punch a bunch of NyQuil and tequila, and take a healing rest. See if I can be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for stream tomorrow. That is the goal. To be back on point for me to be able to doodle spaceships. Honestly, I gotta tell you. Honestly, one of the reasons why I want to stay so much in 5th edition is because it's D&D. Just because it's D&D. Because since I was 12 years old, I wanted to paint spaceships in Spelljammer books, and I have to make them myself now. But technically, it counts. I mean, it'd be nice if like Wizards would hire me directly to, paint spaceships, but that's never gonna happen. So you gotta appreciate the reality that you have. Maybe I do want to make an A-frame out of this. I could probably do that, right? Hold on. Let's call this Blacksmith. Kind of like the idea of, I don't know, do I want that to have an A-frame too? Kind of, yes? Yeesh, I'm detecting some same over here. I gotta not let that shit stand. So what I'm gonna do, just grab a blob of this and line that up. Here's my big secret for replicating patterns like this. Erase button, 10% opacity, and just erase it a little bit so that the new stuff blends into the older texture. So now you can't really tell where one starts and the other ends. So the by making the two merge together, it breaks the pattern that your eye would grab and recognize. So you can cheat the system like that. But I got this A-frame in perfect position here, man. This thing's like really begging for me to. Okay, you convinced me, Weibo. You convinced me. This is your fault. Weibo. Maybe. Let's drop the opacity on here so I can see where my units are. Nope, I need to use 100% when I want to actually get rid of stuff, Kearney. There you go, buddy. There you go. Just like that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shites. I'm off by 1. Crap-a-doodle-doo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Would be 7. I'm having some hang space issues. Because it's built inconsistent size. I couldn't. I could do that. Okay, big shot. Let's see. So it needs to be 7 and 7. 7 and 7. Give me some Seagrams. This needs to actually be. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that needs to be 7. All right. All right. So we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the way. All right, I think we're lining up now. Hold on. Okay. Let's do like that. That. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Motherfucking 7! We did it. Nice. Yeah, okay. And let's drop the opacity. Just a touch here. I'm gonna take that back. Tiny bit of overhang. There you go. Very nice. Now we can come back in here. Be discriminatory. Transparency? Really? I know what I need to do. What is going on with you in this crazy world, my dude? There's some weirdness going on with my machinery right now. There. So shut up. Thank you. Okay. Well, I need to build a chimney sort of thing. So, I guess we'll do that. Do that. There. I want more Harley Quinn cartoons. Honestly, there's not enough cartoon Bane in my life. There needs to be more. I'm really pissed off that HBO fired their animation studios. I have no promises whatsoever that there will ever be more Harley Quinn cartoon, and that is a sadness for my heart. Because Bane was just flat out fucking hysterical. I'm pushing myself here. Trying to get this done before I collapse, because I can feel it. I can feel the collapse occurring. I need to get rid of that little burr. I'll get rid of it. Something's hitting my heart. Getting punched in the love muscle. I don't think it's a heart attack. I mean, I did eat a Wendy's hamburger today because sometimes that's the emotional state that you're in. At least it wasn't McDonald's. I will pat myself on the back for that. I at least insisted on quality. And I do gotta say, Wendy's has got some worthwhile flavor. Black and white roofs. Smithy. Oh, it's all interior shit. Show me the Mamazar. Dude. Thank you. Is my here? Zips out. Nice. Close that up. Close that up. I got this. Very good. Yeah, okay. Doing good. Doing good. Let's do. Let's do that. Go. Hey, chip chop chiri churu chrum. Looking good there, buddy. All right, I'm gonna leave this. The stack for next time. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that for next time. I'm out of time. There we go. Sitting at 9:07, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream here, get some sleep. I want to be back at this tomorrow in the morning to start building chapter icons, like spellcasting icons, combat icons, creature menagerie icons, like all the little icons to put for navigation buttons to bounce you from one part of the document to the next. I want to build that stuff out tomorrow. So I want to get my sleep on. I really appreciate you guys showing up and bullshitting with me for a bit. And if you're new to the channel and you're just lurking, I hope you enjoyed the study hall. And I do this 6 days a week, 6 mornings, 2 evenings, and 1 lunchtime. So stick around. I will see you guys on the other side. Thanks a lot. Laters.